Pastor Eno noted that Jiva will focus on humanitarian activities that will address specific needs of all members of society in support of the Arise agenda of her husband.
Golden Initiative for All is a brainchild of mine. Jiva envisions a society with happy, healthy, educated, successful, and sustainable families devoid of vulnerabilities. Through the deployment of smart, multi-pronged empowerment and support schemes geared towards enhancing the well-being of families.
Welcoming guests to the event, the economic advisor to Governor Umoino, Dr. Udarabong Inam, indicated that the Golden Initiative for All is a sustainability platform that will pilot human and capacity development in the state. Dr. Inam re-echoed that the project is poised to improve the well-being of families, women, men, children, youth, and the elderly through life-impacting programs. The event, which featured performances from different groups, also had goodwill messages from captains of industries, donor agencies, representatives from the Governor's Wives Forum, and top government functionaries, including the wife of the immediate past governor of the state, Dr. Martha Emmanuel.
I am happy that we set up this project because this will go down way to help me from Fere. I'm going to push all the people that come to Fere to come to Jiva now so that I can have a breathing space. Thank you so much for giving that project to Akwa people. Honestly, your project is all encompassing. As the chairperson of the Southern Governor's Wives Forum, of which Pastor Mrs. Eno is a valued member. These houses of elected officials provide us with the unique opportunities for impact. On behalf of the Governor's Spouses Forum, we say happy birthday. We wish you all the best.
God has already prepared you to shepherd this state, the women, shepherd the children, and take them to where God wanted to be in life.
High points of the event were the official launching of Jiva and presentation of empowerment items. Margaret Bassi, AKBC News.
The wife of the state governor, Pastor Patience Eno, has been described as a woman of integrity as well as a patient mother and sister who has stooped low to conquer to ensure that God's promises are fulfilled in the state. The deputy governor stated this yesterday when she led female stakeholders in the state to celebrate the 57th birthday of the wife of the state governor, Pastor Patience Umoino, at Government House. Uyu Government House reporter Otabi Makun says the visit, which was impromptu, included members of the state's executive council.
The women who trooped into the Government House residence with birthday gifts to celebrate the First Lady expressed happiness in seeing her with good health, describing the day as being so special. The State Deputy Governor, Senator Koneranyi, described the life of Pastor Patience as purposeful on earth as she has joined hands with her husband, Pastor Umoino, to impart the life of Akwa Ibom people.
The wife of the governor of Akwa Ibom State. These women determined to be the first to see you before the world will see you. We are happy. Our wish is that this God that you serve, this God that we all serve, this God that we all believe in, will keep you, will preserve you. You will see many, many more years. In good health, standing strong in the Lord. Nothing, as in nothing. No harm will come to you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. In Jesus' mighty name.
Commending the women for the surprise visit, Pastor Patience appreciated the gesture and the love shown to her by Akwa Ibom women, led by the state deputy governor, and prayed God's blessing upon them.
It's also Deputy Governor, Commissioners, wives of Speaker, SSG, Head of Service, the GFA team. You have done well. All the men, SSG, and every other man that came out to celebrate with me, I said thank you.
Prayers were offered to God to bless the celebrant while gifts were presented to her.
We're so happy to identify.
Stakeholders, female chairpersons, NLC Women Committee, and staff of our office. AKBC News.
Meanwhile, the AKBC Television Chapel of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, has expressed happiness with the wife of the governor as she celebrates her 57th birthday. A statement made available to our news desk by the chairman, Mrs. Odurakong, indicates that the chapel members are particularly delighted over the governor's wife's impact on the lives of the less privileged women in the state. In a few months as First Lady, the AKBC Television Chapel also stated its appreciation to Pastor Patience for identifying some personnel of the chapel to be close to her and wished that the bond will be further cemented in the years to come. The chapel also wished her a fruitful existence even as she celebrates many more years. 2 executive bills considered by the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly have scaled second reading. The bills, which are for a law to establish the Akwa Ibom State Infrastructure and Assets Management and Maintenance Agency, and a law to establish the Akwa Ibom State Bulk Purchase Agency, were read a second time yesterday at plenary. Legislative Affairs reporter Oyuku Swa says that the House also deliberated on a motion for the reconstruction of the road connecting Afiansad 1, Mbiokoro 1, Ukat, and Uboikorita communities in Nsribum local government area.
Leading debates on the 2 executive bills, the Deputy House Leader, Mr. Tobong Bob, expounded on the importance and expected impact in the targeted sectors and Akwa Ibom people.
Mr. Speaker, this bill essentially is to set up the Akwa State Infrastructure, Assets and Management Maintenance Agency. And the bill is made up of about 40 sections. And the major objective is to provide an effective preservation and maintenance of assets owned and controlled by state governments.
The Deputy House Leader's statements were supported by his colleagues, the Deputy Speaker, Mr. Kufre Abasiadidem, and the Chief Whip, Chief Effiong Johnson.
After the inclusion of
Aquarium, our consumer students. A lot of assets were shared through Aquarium in New State. And no proper statistics were taken and it was abandoned. I think with this bill coming, there will be a proper monitoring put in place to now have the statistics of those assets that were shared to Aquarium.
Those who never said those against the bill according to the 22nd time and committed to the Committee on Special Duties for public hearing between now and Friday.
The Nsibom State Constituency Representative, Mr. Eric Akpan, in a motion entitled The Reconstruction of the Road Connecting Afiansed 1, Mbekboro 1, Ukat and Oboyikorita communities in Nsibom local government area, explained the plight of his constituents and other road users while traversing those communities.
Our particular concern is the impending rainy season, which threatens to further worsen the road condition and completely isolate traders from accessing the Mbekboro 1 market, the major ultramodern market in our constituency. Importantly, the construction of this road would be a critical step towards ensuring the well-being and economic stability of our people in Nsibom State constituency.
Up by the houses in sympathy with you, and as such, let me direct that motion to the chairman of the Between Works to make sure something is done on that road.
The next sitting of the House will hold on Tuesday, February 27. Uyewoko Uswa, AKBC News.
A two-day training of principal officers of the state's Child's Rights Law Implementation Committees in the South-South Geopolitical Zone has taken place in Uyo. The training was organized by the Federal and State Ministries of Women Affairs. Yaino Paul reports.
Addressing the participants from the 6 states of the zone, the Minister for Women Affairs and Social Development, represented by Director Child Development Barrister Uju Kennedy, said the training was to equip the officers with the requisite knowledge of implementing the child's rights law in their different states in view of the vulnerability of children in the area of abuse.
As you all know, CARAS started into force on the 31st of July 2003 to incorporate and consolidate all the rights and responsibilities of children while providing for their protection and care. In the same way, the CRA guarantees the rights of the child to survival, development, and protection against all sorts of harmful practices.
The co-chairman of NCRIC, Dr. Mark John, spoke on the essence of the training.
2 days of intensive work. We are all here to learn. We will share experiences. What can you do at your street level? And what can you also do? How can we strengthen the process of data collection?
I want to use this opportunity to thank the 36 states for implementing the Child's Rights Act in each of their various states.
I want to thank and welcome all of us into the appointment. Like the Commissioner earlier said, appointment is very easy.
The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Ngeri Akpan, thanked the federal government for ensuring that Nigerian children are protected. She explained that every state government prioritizes the welfare of children.
And another thing that comes to mind is, what do we do? Can we have stand-alone courts for the children, or do we synchronize it with the family court that handles GBV cases?
Resource persons took the participants through different lectures bordering on child's development. Yaino Paul, AKBC News.
A new hospitality outfit, the Marble Hotel and Apartments, has been opened in Uyo. The outfit, which is located at plot 141 block 6 Atauyo Ekere Street, Shelter Africa State, Uyo, is owned by Ambassador Raymond Akpan, who just retired from service in the Department of Petroleum Resources in the federal government. Juliet Richard says the inauguration was preceded by a Thanksgiving service to mark his retirement at Regina Shirley Catholic Church, Shelter Africa State, Uyo.
The CEO of the Marble Hotel and Apartments, Ambassador Raymond Akpan, said the hotel, with over 25 spacious rooms and conference hall, resource center and bar, was born out of his passion for his state and people, having served in different states for years.
I work outside this state. From my work, I travel far and wide. Within this country, I've toured all the states of Nigeria. I do not have any business in a part of them. The money God has blessed me with, the salary I receive, I spend it outside this part of them. But God put it in me as part of my contribution to the state.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Trade and Investment, Mr. Oliver Udokwo, who also represented the chairman on the occasion, commended Ambassador Raymond Akpan for investing in the hospitality industry, as it will help boost the state's economy and create job opportunities for youth. Mr. Udokwo commended Ambassador Akpan for aligning his vision with the Arise agenda of Governor Umoino and called on all to patronize him.
Thank God for the life of our brothers. And thank God for the government given him to put us this facility. It looks like a dream, but today we have seen that it has become the dream. On behalf of my commissioner and economic area,
Sir High Chief Joseph Akpan Adianemuwa, who was designated chief host of the event, commended the retired DPR officer for his investment in his motherland. At the Regina Shirley Church, Ambassador Raymond Akpan said surviving 35 years of service in health can only be attributed to God's grace, hence his resort to the Thanksgiving.
It is not easy to work for 35 years and retire victoriously. That is one of the reasons I retired my life and health, as you have seen me. I thank God for that.
The officiating minister, Reverend Father Justin Udoma, said returning to give God thanks for his benevolence enjoyed is a way of telling God to do more and should be emulated by all.
We can only be what we want to be, and everything we can be depends on us. Everything we can be in life depends on us. What you want is what you get. That's life. What you want is what you get. It depends on your seriousness. It depends on your intentionality. It depends on your awareness. It depends on you.
Juliet Richard, AKBC News.
The chairman of the Akwa Ibom State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Martin Akpan, has averred that a prioritized primary healthcare will guarantee universal health coverage and the attainment of Goal 3 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Edmasai reports.
Dr. Okpan, who was speaking in Eket when he led his agency's delegation to the area, stressed the importance of primary health care, expressed concern about the falling standard of primary health care and attendant burden, such poor standards, and attendant burden of such poor standards on secondary health care facilities.
At the level of the local government, we have what we call the Local Government Health Authority. And that is the vehicle through which primary healthcare programs get to the end users. And that's why we cannot ignore them, we cannot take this for granted. I want to really appreciate you for what you have done so far in the area of primary healthcare. One of the greatest challenges is the paucity of health workers. We don't have many health workers. And that the agency is trying to address. Just very recently, we were able to engage about 150 healthcare workers, and we are sending them to the various local government areas. I'm sure you get us to see its own share of the local government areas.
In her remarks, the Executive Secretary of the Akwa Ibom State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Inoata, charged those in charge of primary healthcare centers in the various local governments to ensure efficient use of basic healthcare provision funds to justify federal government's investments in the healthcare sector.
It has been a very enlightening talk for us. It's part of our community engagement talk, going around to the different facilities, particularly those that are being supported by the basic healthcare provision fund, which comes from the national.
During a tour of primary health centers in Eket, led by the member representing Eket local government area in the agency, Pastor Esther Udo, and Supervisor for Health in the local government, Ms. Alice Emmanuel, Dr. Okpan visited the Eket Model Primary Health Center and the Mary Slessor Health Center in Efoi, the Primary Health Center in Idwa. At the Primary Health Center operation base in Ikorebu, Dr. Okpan decried the overcrowding of the outpatients department. The Akwa Ibom State Primary Healthcare Development Agency delegation had earlier called on the chairman of the Eket Local Government Transition Committee, Mr. Kani Yanetomi. The delegation was received by the vice chairman, Mrs. Comfort Okun.
We as a local government here, we are trying to uplift primary health center to assist in certain things. Mobile renovation, the local government are trying.
The management of Tower of Ivory Schools, Nigeria, has organized its maiden inter-school sports festival with the theme Molding Sports Champions for the World. The sports meet took place at the Tower of Ivory Schools ultra-modern mini stadium, Edienebak.
Before the commencement of the sporting activities, the chairman of the occasion, General Godwin George Moore, appreciated the school for uniting the children through sports and making them see the spirit of competition as a stepping stone to success. He tasked the school children to use the opportunity given them to develop themselves in sport, emphasizing that sports is a lucrative enterprise. These days.
Losing does not mean if you get yourself despaired, but rather it should serve as an impetus for you to win the next time around.
The special guest of honor and Commissioner for Housing, Mr. Tuekon Raphael, represented by Dr. Alphonse Zekanam, extolled the Chairman Board of Governors Tower of Ivory Schools for upholding the standard of the institution and promised to stand by the school. He encouraged the competing students to take the opportunity seriously, as this will help shape their future.
But it has also been known and seen as a way of livelihood for some people. In fact, many people today are even wishing to become athletes.
The Chairman Board of Governors Tower of Ivory Schools, retired D.I.G. Udomekbudom, said Tower of Ivory schools target excellence in academic and non-academic activities, teach the children morals, discipline as one of the reasons for the inter-schools competition. He promised to nurture the champions of the schools in sports and academics.
Another one in Port so they will tell this intelligent and to the young. We are doing this one purely as per merits. We are doing it on excellent basis.
From the 6 arms of Tower of Ivory Schools Nigeria, 4 arms took part in the competitions. The schools that participated were Tower of Ivory Secondary School, Edienaba, Tower of Ivory International Academy, Airport Road, Tower of Ivory Elementary School, Idoro Road, Uyo, Tower of Ivory Elementary School, Edienaba, as well as invited schools. They competed in games such as catching the train, egg race, tug of war, crate run to mommy, table tennis, sleeping race, shot put, cycling, cultural dance, 100 meters to 200 meters, junior and senior races, parent race, and invitational relays. At the end of the competitions, there were winners in different categories. While Tower of Ivory Elementary School Edienaba sat with 14 points in junior category, Tower of Ivory Secondary School Edienaba clinched the first position in the senior categories with 120 points. Meanwhile, scholarship entrance examination is now open for registration forms and can be obtained at the cost of 10,000 naira in any of the school branches, while the examination date is on 6 April 2024. News.
Diplomats Academy, located along Idoro Road, Uyo, has held its 16th house sports competition. At the event, the pupils and students displayed their talents through different games and activities. The sports meet took place at this playground of Kwaibu Primary School, Itam Flyover along Ikodipini Road, Uyo, and had the Dean, Faculty of Education, University of Uyo, Professor Imabong Akpan as chairman.
Addressing the sports meet, Professor Akpan said she was elated by the performances of the pupils, students and staff and urged them to keep the flag of the school flying. She thanked the proprietor and director administration of Diplomat Academy for giving her the opportunity to experience the talents showcased by the pupils and congratulated the winners in the various events competed for.
This is a very great institution. The diplomats, I can see that diplomacy shows in everything that you do.
The Director, Administration of the Academy, Elder Fidelis Otubi Mahabasi, described this year's inter-house sport competition with the school as exciting and thanked God for honoring them by making the competition a huge success devoid of any accident. He appreciated the chairman on the occasion, Professor Imabong Akpan, and Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, Professor Etimo Konefiong, parents and other invited guests for honoring their invitation for the event.
Very grateful first and foremost to the Almighty God who has made this day to be a very successful one. There is no casualty, no calamity.
The school head, Diplomat Academy, Mrs. Nsison Achibon, while welcoming the participants to the event, noted that the ceremony was one way of giving the pupils opportunity to showcase their sports talent outside the four walls of the classroom.
It is also a medium by which we connect even to the outer world. In other words, sports unites everyone in the world.
Events competed for included 100 meters, 200 meters race, sack race, filling the basket, among others. At the end of the competition, gifts were presented to the winners of the various sport activities, while the winning house carried home the coveted trophy. Some parents and pupils spoke on the benefits of the exercise.
With 262 points, let us celebrate the Jasmine House!
I did 400 meter race. I took
score the position?
1-4 by 100 years.
Ufotuzakan, AKBC News.
For those who listen to Music of the Masters on AKBC Radio, it was a nostalgic but sad occasion as they joined thousands of sympathizers to bid farewell to its presenter, Ekanem Emma. His remains were laid to rest in his hometown, Ukanikontwin, a Sinrodom local government area. The service, which attracted lovers of music and fans of the ace musicologist, was moderated by Methodist Church Nigeria, Ukanikontwin, UWA-ACE of the Cathedral at Unity Grounds. Esther Morin witnessed the funeral and now reports.
The officiating minister, the very Reverend Ubangosoro, urged Christians to live godly lives as they will be accountable to God.
The devourers are all over the place. Count yourself to be innocent. Oh, Tinimo, that is very hard. That is difficult. Why do you bother the man when the whole problem is starting with you?
In an autobiography read by the son-in-law, Apostle Sunday Akpan, the late Ekanem Akpan Emma described himself as a devout Christian who was very passionate about music. His autobiography also indicated that he won several awards and honors based on his works of art, especially music. He was popularly known as the originator and narrator of the popular program on Radio Akwa Ibom, Music of the Masters, which was one of the longest running radio programs in the States.
In 1979, I was sent to Tavistock University, London, for a radio production course in formal education. It was during this course that I bagged the Best Student Award by the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC. My retirement was in conformity with the order in the public service and never suggested that I was physically weak or mentally infected. In my working career and even after, I have occupied a number of positions, won many awards and honors, and rendered a number of services to my community.
Condolences were received from sympathizers, including the management of AKBC, as read by Mrs. Mercy David, as well as tributes from family and church members.
We were deeply saddened to learn about the passing of Elder Ekanem Emma, a long-standing and seasoned presenter of the program, Music of the Masters. Elder Ekanem Emma's contributions to the program and his dedication to promoting the rich musical heritage of the classical genre will always be remembered and cherished.
The funeral featured choral renditions, thanksgiving by the bereaved family, Methodist Church main fellowship rites, and prayer for the bereaved family. Ekanem Akpan Emma was buried in his hometown, Ukana Ikontwen, Uwa, in a Sinrodom local government area. Some members of the family spoke glowingly about the deceased.
I'm going to Mimi. Can you any legacy? Ano animal legacy, anonto, animal legacy, anonto. I dig a key news so. I would ask you, don't wait on what to do.
Esther Omorin, AKBC News.
The family of the late Effiong Ekerendu of Mbukokai in Refon local government area have announced the death of their son, father, uncle, and husband, Elder Effiong Ekerendu, an assistant superintendent of police, retired. He was aged 63. A statement from the family signed by Pastor Okon Ekerendu indicates that the late Elder Ekerendu was a community leader that loved and cherished by his people because of his philanthropy, qualities, and character while in service as an officer of the law. Burial arrangements released by the family indicates that the corpse will depart University Teaching Hospital, Owerri, in his hometown, Mbukbu, to his hometown, Mbukbu Kokai, on Thursday, February 24, 2024. And Friends Night will hold the same day by 5 o'clock in the evening at the family compound. Friday, February 25 is the funeral to be conducted by the Apostolic Church, Owerri, New Igboland Territory, and will be assisted by the Apostolic Church Oron Field by 10 o'clock in the morning at Mbukbu Kokai Primary School. Pastor Kone Kerendu, on behalf of the family, has invited sympathizers, friends, relatives, and the church to witness the departure of the gallant officer, Elder Edith Kerendu, ASP, retired. And now to conclude our package, a quick reminder that Governor Moino has directed the establishment of an agricultural and food security committee to reduce the present harsh economy in the state. He was speaking while flagging off the First Lady's Pet Project Golden Initiative for All at Ibom Hall grounds, Uyo. We also told you that Pastor Patience Eno has revealed 8 thematic areas of GIFA as she turns 57. Speaking during the flag-off of her pet project, Pastor Patience vowed to impact the lives of the people. That's the package this morning. Thanks for your time. My name is Mercy Ekiri. Good morning.